Morning, everyone. Gimaa Craig Newstein, Edition Cast. Here's the update as of Wednesday, August 19th, 2020. So this update, we're going to include highlights from the August 17th band meeting and also some general updates on our progress. So here are the August 17th band meeting highlights. So the band meeting itself, we're having it in the community center, and the reason why we're doing that is to allow band members to attend, and while still respecting the safe distancing requirements for our COVID orders. So that's the purpose why we're having it in the community center. Now we understand that there's concerns about the poor acoustics in the building, so we're probably going to buy new microphones, individual microphones for the meeting participants, so that our band members can hear them better. And so when you attend these meetings through the members portal, you'll have a clear, you'll hear a clear recording of the band meeting itself. So we're also working on making our meetings more efficient. So we're looking at how we can do that, with our agenda items and things like that. So we're working on making our band meetings more efficient. One of the key items of the band meeting that we discussed was the COVID update. And so what we did was we provided an update in terms of how we identify the different stages we're at and the criteria which kind of give us a guideline to follow when determining which stage we currently are in. So right now we're in stage 2, which is basically we're allowing people into the community. We have reopening plans for the stores, but we still have to follow all the safe distancing requirements, washing hands, sanitizing, things like that, wearing a mask. So we still have to follow it. That's basically what stage 2 is. Now, stage 1 is what we experienced when there was a lot of cases in Sudbury, and we closed the border down. And we asked that our members only commit to essential travel, which is like shopping, things like that. So that was stage 1. Now, stage 3 is when we are basically in a recovery mode, and we're not seeing any. We have low regional cases. Or no regional cases for 4 weeks, and there's actually a vaccine available. So that's the different stages. So, and right now, since we're in stage 2, there's very little spread, there's very little cases happening. Now, if there was a significant increase at the regional level, where 2 or more cases are being reported daily for consecutive days, 7 consecutive days, and then there's also increase in cases on a provincial level, where spike there's a spike in 250 cases or more daily, then we would consider going back to stage 1. But those are just guidelines. If there were really significant spikes that we felt was a danger to the community, we would definitely consider going to stage 1. But these are just some general guidelines that we want to follow in order to determine what stage we should be in to protect the community. So we also talked about counselor portfolio assignments. So we have these up on the website. There will be an announcement in the flyer. But for this update, Councillor Leslie McNeil will be on the Finance and Audit Committee and the Health and Community Wellness Committee. Councillor Jennifer Patadagus will be on the Police Committee and the Education and Social Services Committee. Councillor Vance Newstein will be on the Housing Committee and will act also the Skills and Partnership Steering Committee and act as a proxy for relationship tables with Valley, Glencore, and KGHM. Councillor Art Patadagus will be on the Lands Advisory Committee and the KGHM Victoria Mine IBA Steering Committee. Councillor Harvey will be on the Business Park Steering Committee and will also sit on the relationship table meetings as the primary councillor. For myself, I'll be on the Finance and Audit Committee with Councillor Leslie and also on the Comprehensive Community Plan. So we also had discussions regarding community development, and specifically in regards to the IBA Steering Committee for KGHM Victoria Mine. So the reason for that is we are always negotiating with other proponents. So we felt that we need to have one committee to undertake these negotiations. So we're going to be developing a terms of reference for expanding this current committee to include a mandate for engaging all proponents. So this right now, this composition, what it looks like will most likely include an IBA negotiator, someone with a lot of skills and experience doing this. It would also include band members representing the interests of our band members. There will also be Gimaa and council representation. And in terms of resources and support to these committee members, we would ask staff, senior management staff to participate, and also legal support as well to review draft agreements. So that was what we talked about in terms of committee development. Now, in terms of our legal activities, what's going on? So council has been very active in our, there's actually 3 legal matters that involve our First Nation. First one is the timber claim. As you know, we've won this case. Now it's just a matter of working out the details on what type of compensation we are going to receive. So there's a few processes there that we have to follow. One is submitting all the evidence, and then having a hearing, and then after the hearing's done at the specific claims tribunal, then a decision will be made. So we're looking at a time period here of 2 to 2.5 years to get a decision made on the timber claims. So that's the update for the timber claim. I'll be providing a more detailed update available for band members. So if you want more information, you can contact me. Now, the boundary claim is a much more extensive and comprehensive claim. So there's a declaration of claim that we have to submit. There's also since we've already submitted a claim in previous years in 2008. So we also have to file documents relating to that claim to suspend or to ask that the current status to be suspended so that we can actually make this active again. So there's 2 fronts we have to work on here, and council's been working on this, and myself as well. So now there's another decision. There's actually a few other decisions regarding some other First Nations that we have to consider. So I can't get into specifics, but I can tell you though that we're working with our legal counsel to ensure that our rights are properly acknowledged, and that we're asserting our rights as well. So that's the legal update. And if you need more information, you can always contact me. I can talk to you in person. Just an update regarding our annual general meeting this year. It is on September 24th. We will be following the same format as last year, where it's basically just a presentation of the audit and the annual report. Now, another item I just want to formally acknowledge on behalf of Gimaa Council, acknowledge our 2 winners of the Anishinaabe Nation Lifetime Achievement Awards, Mrs. Linda Patatagoose and Mrs. Rubina Nemianaquit. We just want to say thank you for all the hard work and that you've done for our community in the last 20 years, and we just want to say congratulations. This award is well deserved. Thank you. Now, there were a lot of discussions during the band meeting about our Chinooka and how we need to implement this more in our political and administrative activities. So there's some policy and law development that we need to undertake. And actually in our constitution under section 9, the lawmaking process, there is a requirement that any new council after taking office have to wait 3 months before we approve any laws or ratify any laws. but we are preparing to engage the community in more consultation sessions regarding the cannabis law and the land use law. So look in the flyers for announcements of engagement sessions and other activities. Another area of, I guess, a new policy that we need to develop has to do with lands and hunting and things like that. So basically, this stemmed from a request from a band member from another treaty area to requesting to hunt in our treaty area. So council at this time feels that there needs to be a process developed to allow our lands department to handle these types of requests. So our staff will be working on a new policy to handle these what they call shipment letter requests, and also incidental buildings acknowledgement. So this is a basically an acknowledgement from our First Nation recognizing camps in our treaty area where our band members are using it for hunting and fishing. And so it's a formal acknowledgement by band council resolution that we're recognizing their this building as their place to harvest. And so we basically approve it and we send it off to the Ministry of Natural Resources, and so that they are aware that we have band members in that at that camp that are basically harvesting under their traditional rights. So that was another item that we need to develop a policy for. Another topic that came out was back to school. So our local district school boards have announced reopening plans. So there are a number of concerns, especially that in terms of safety and for those students that are returning to school, like actually going to school, and then of course concerns regarding parents who want their kids to stay home and participate in online schooling. So we just want our members to know that we're going to provide as much support as we can. We're seeking funding for additional IT, information technology resources and support to provide to band members who need it. So it may include access to the internet or access to desktops and laptops. So we have applied for funding for that as well. But even if that doesn't happen, we're going to make sure that we are supporting our students as they go back to school. So another big announcement is the GOV Transit announcement. So it was announced yesterday that there's a bus route now in the community, coming into the community, that will travel down Reserve Road and then turn right onto Lakeshore, take a left at Monty, and then another left back onto Reserve Road, and then to the city. So I just want to acknowledge all the staff involved and all the community members involved too in making this happen. This has been an ongoing issue, and we just want to recognize those people that were involved in contributing to this, making this happen. So it's going to affect our community in a lot of good ways. One by making it more safe for our band members, so they don't have to walk to the highway now, and also it may bring in more people into the community, that go to our stores to purchase cigarettes or supplies or whatever. So we just ask that you be patient with us. We still have to work out a few things where we haven't identified the bus stops yet, but they will be identified shortly because this new route will take in effect August 29th. And so look for more updates in the flyer. So I just wanted to say thank you again to all the staff and community members who made this possible. Now, I do have some announcements in terms of the capital and infrastructure projects that are ongoing in our community right now. So Gimaa Council approved I guess an upgrade to the outdoor ring project, where instead of just getting a new granular base and a concrete topping, an asphalt topping and the new boards, we're actually going to get a granular base with a concrete topping and new boards, which is an improvement. So the concrete will last longer in terms of longevity. So good job to staff to getting that happen. So also the Child and Youth Program Center, the daycare, again, will be starting in the next couple of weeks, and we hope to have it done either first or second week in December. The business park, there's no activity right now, but we hope that that'll be started soon, and also have that done, early next year. Now, there is a housing tender in the works right now, so that's the tender process, and we're hoping that construction would start in mid-September and with a finish in the spring. Now, in terms of these projects, we will be looking for people to be employed for it, whichever contractor gets to work. So please submit your resumes to Ashley Taylor, and she'll make sure your name is on the list for consideration for employment. Laborers, carpenters, drivers, things like that. Now, in terms of our committees, we do have some vacancies. We're looking for housing committee members. The Lands Committee is looking for an electoral officer to conduct the elections. Police Committee, the call out has just recently been closed. And now in the future, we're going to have a call out for 2 new members for the Education and Social Services Committee. Now, all of this information can be found on our website. If you go to the main site, you click on governance, you'll see a link for committees, and it is going to be updated soon with these with the list of councillors assigned to these committees, as well as we're going to also include terms of reference, a link to the terms of reference for each of the committees, so you can read up on that. Now, you may have already heard, but on the radio, I did a radio ad to remind visitors to our community to respect our local laws, to drive safe, and to limit their activities to their purchases and things like that. So this is an effort to increase public safety and to remind them that we're in a state of emergency as well, and that they're still required to respect our orders to wear masks, sanitize, and just limit purchases, their activity to purchases only. Also, just want to say congratulations to Chief Alan Oswaniki for being elected to Sagamok as their new chief, and also to Duke Pelche for being re-elected as chief of Wikwamakan. So congratulations, gentlemen, and also congratulations to all councillors who were elected. Last thing I want to talk about is the swearing-in ceremony. So a lot of you have been asking, when are we going to do this? And so basically, I found out that we don't have a headdress specific to our community. We've actually borrowed headdresses to have this ceremony. But we did have headdress made for our former chief, Valerie Riche, but that headdress is for a female chief. So what I basically asked some local elders to talk about was, can we make our own, and how do we do this? So we're working on that right now, finding out the process to make the headdress and what types of materials are involved and things like that. So we're inviting everybody to come to a ceremony on Sunday, August 30th at 11 a.m. at the Sacred Grounds in the Arbor to have a discussion on how we're going to make this headdress. There will be an actual ceremony to swear in myself and our councillors, but we want to focus though too on getting this headdress made and identifying what it's going to be made of, and we're going to have some teachings on the clans, our Eagle staff, and things like that. So please come out to attend. And if you can't, you can always contact me to let me know what your ideas or your thoughts are. And you can also look at announcements in the flyers and on the website. So I just want to invite everybody Sunday, August 30th at 11 a.m. to our sacred grounds to discuss this important ceremony. Now, if you want more details on anything, you can always contact me at the band office, 705-692-3651, extension 201, or you can call me on my cell, 705-665-2157. If you need any other information on our communications, you can contact Bridget at communications@wlfn.com. And we're always happy to provide you with the information you need regarding our First Nations. So I want to say thank you for watching the video. And until we see you again, I see you again. Bye.